I was just on a walk and I thought, Vladimir Putin doesn't think he's stupid. He knows it's the name of Isus. He's the only person that actually knows the name of Isus. The Americans don't even know the name of Isus. And what I thought about was Ikra Lakas. This is the book of the Bible that was hidden from our Bible. It's not in our Bible. It's in Codex Alexandrinus. It's not in Codex Vaticanicus or Codex Sinaiticus. And someone scratched out the gamma so that I don't know it's a cough in Arabic because it says read the logos, read the word. But there's Palon, Kai, Mecca, Lon, Amen, Dia, Tanama. And when I initially thought it was Tunomu. And if you know the name Isus, it's Yoda, Sigma, Omicron, Upsilon. That's a Y, it's an Upsilon. So we say, so Vladimir Putin knows it's Isus, right? It's Isus. So they know that that is Mu. Nam Nomu is what he'd say. But like, what is the name of Isus? Now that I've learned how to pronounce Greek. Isus. So Christians and English speakers say Jesus. And we would remove the J from everything that's Judah or whatever, like anything. There was no J, and then we did find out there is a J, and it's a G, right? It's a Z in Greek was a J. I can't remember. I'd have to go look at my computer program. And so, why don't we know the name of Isus? Oh gosh, his name's Isus. Wait, the Americans are right. We know the name of Isus? Oh, Isus is his name, Isus. How close are we to saying Isus? We're the only ones that are anywhere close to saying Isus, which still the word Zus would mean yours. So, because Jesus was a name given to a spy when he went to go send his military into Jerusalem and take over Israel, because they sent in their military. And so he was a spy for Moses, and Moses named him Isus. But everyone thinks they named him Izu, because again, the Bible it's always Zah, but no one can read the Bible. All I'm trying to say is that in Greek, the name of Jesus is Isus. It's not Izu. It's crazy when you realize Kanye was right. Jesus' name was Jesus? Oh, how does Kanye know? Because the black people know. You never believe the slaves are the ones that know how to say Jesus. Oh, man, that is some crazy shit. Kanye knows. You would never trust Kanye. Kanye starts going on some crazy-ass rants. And it calls Dave Chappelle a coon. And, all right, so I've been thinking about telling you guys the true history of everything. All right, so, like, there was the Order of Melchizedek, who Moses created this religion. Moses has horns. Moses is a clone of Satan, he's also a clone of Alexander the Great. He likes the name Alexander a lot. That's why I'm named after him, Satan. And so, but prior to Alexander the Great, what did Alexander the Great do? He tried to spread polytheism. So like he said that he was Zeus, and he said that there were like all these different gods and stuff like that. So like, but he was from what group? Like, according to the Christian tradition, he was from heaven. Like he was from like the heavenly beings. He was like an angel that fell. So like he knew Amendia. And so there was a monotheistic religion when like what I've said is my twin arrived on Earth as not a person, with online education programs and information, and he was probably raised by robots, and he was grown in a lab, and he came to this planet and had to create the human race in a smart way, but he had problems, and the problem was Satan was a sex trafficker that clones girls and sells girls because he taught these people how to clone. He was equals with them. He would be like, I'm not I'm a human. I'm smart. I'm smarter than everyone. Okay, and they knew he was smarter than everyone, but not everyone really realized it. But it was a big problem. So they created polytheism and they created Judaism, and they were Rome. And so ancient Troy was actually Jerusalem, and they came out Alba Longa. So Alba Longa was like one of my twins' settlements in Europe, which meant like long white towns. So it was like white people, Albanos. And so like they created Rome, and then there was this agreement where Rome conquered Albanos like without even fighting. They just joined their army, and that's how Rome was created. But tradition has it coming out of Jerusalem. But it was like, Jerusalem was created out of Alba Longa, and then they were they absorbed them into their country. So that's the origin of white people in Europe, and all Europeans was ancient Egypt, because there was Ramses, right? And I'm sure a lot of people know that there aren't a lot of archaeological artifacts from like the BC time. And why is that? Like, how did society work back then? Well, according to Origen of Alexandria, who is probably the oldest commentator in Christian history, like he is by far the oldest, he's the most banned writer of all time. According to him, the origin of Christianity is that they lived in the tents, or the origin of everything. Like everyone always lived in the tents. He calls it the time of the tents, when everyone lived in tent cities. So Alba Longa would have been like a stone and tent city, because like these people would never know how to cut a freaking stone. Like, and that's the thing about, like, when I talk about everyone comes out of ancient Egypt, which comes out of Memphis and Thebes, which is ancient Luxor, which is current Luxor right now. So you can go see the Karnak Temple, and you can also see the Luxor Temple. And you would never believe that someone could build that without modern technology, because you can't. But also, like, you can't cut stones the way that we see stones cut without modern technology, because I've thought about it. I don't know how to do it, and I keep thinking pressurized water is like the only thing I could ever figure out, is like maybe with horses cut stone. But I don't know, like what do you do when you run an oxen to really pressurize water? Like how long does it take you to cut a single stone? Like I'm not sure how this is possible, that I'm seeing some of the archaeological evidence I'm seeing without like knowing that like there were clones and we came from another planet, and I had problems with the other clones because like I wasn't willing to do the evil shit that Rome was willing to do, and my twin got tortured over it. So like this whole thing about Jesus coming is like, you can't read the Bible now, because this group, the Order of Melchizedek, who made you pay to pray, everyone had to pay to pray. Like you should pray, but only to God the Father, like not to Jesus, but you do need to have the priest. Because Jesus was God, like they all agreed, like he was 100% human, and they had to reach that agreement in order to do the Council of Nicaea. Was like we are not saying that God is not a human being anymore, because in Judaism, like you die if you see God, and so like we have some problems here where everyone knows that that's his God. We are all in agreement, and we have a censorship society where like we can't communicate with one another, but like. No, he was so against that belief system that he came and got tortured over it, but really he didn't understand what was happening to him. Like he didn't understand he was going to get treated like that. Like no one gets tortured like that, like knowingly. Like you have to not realize what you're doing in order to get hurt, like the way that some people get hurt.